Good evening. I always feel like I need to say that when I hit record because I feel like I'm hosting Bride of Frankenstein or something like Sammy Terry. So let me just got that out of my system. So this is the promised or threatened reading from my story in Gifts of the Magi, which is an anthology of short stories by several of our favorite authors. R being Chris Garrison, John Allen, and myself, who put this together, and each have a story in here, along with several terrific authors: Marian Allen, Nicole Cushing, Deborah Holland, A.D. Rowland, to name a few. Apologize, I don't want to take time to name everyone right now. But lots of great stuff. Check it out. It's also a fundraiser for Indie Reads Books, which is a bookstore that sells books to support literacy programs to help adult folks who are struggling in that area to get them educated in that area. So it's a very good cause. All the money we make is going to that, in summary. So check it out on speculative-fiction-guild.com, and my website has all kinds of information. And now here is the reading of Blue Christmas. Being one of the editors, I have the coveted last spot. So I'll read the first couple pages. Fiona Blue Schaefer sat in the living room of her boyfriend's father's home on Christmas Eve in somber reflection. She sipped a Sprite and cuddled with Chip on the couch. The artificial but lovely tree with its blinking lights filled the space with holiday ambiance. While it was nice, it was also pretty weird. Behind them, through swinging western doors, the two dads, James Farron and Paul Willis, sat at the breakfast nook, warming up to each other as they took down a six-pack of bottled beer. Normally, the proximity of the two dads would have dampened the romance, but overall, given the excitement of the past 2 years, this was pretty peaceful, almost domestic, and she didn't often apply that term to herself. Here she was, back in the small bumpkin town of Perion, Indiana, contrary to all her plans to leave this town and never ever come back. But to spend Christmas with her boyfriend after all they'd been through, she was okay with it, though it was definitely weird. The doorbell rang, and Blue offered Chip a questioning look. He held up his phone. "Go ahead, I'm finishing a text." "Nerd," she said. But she flashed him a smile as she stood. Blue recognized the tall, distinguished figure standing before the porch light. Special Investigations Agent Rebecca Burton wore her distinctive black fedora, matching leather jacket, business casual blouse, and blue jeans. In one arm, she cradled a wine bottle. Long, bright red hair curtained Burton's serious expression. She extended the bottle. "Peace offering? Merry Christmas." Blue had no idea what stupid, stunned expression she returned. Only one thought spun through her head. Oh crap. Tonight just got a whole lot weirder. Burton waited out Blue's moments of shock with her characteristic stoic expression. As soon as it passed, Blue gave in to a petulant streak. "What makes you think I'm at all interested in a peace offering from you?" Burton consulted the label. She pinched one side of her glasses with 2 fingers as she read. "Sweet inspiration, red port dessert wine, rich raspberry and chocolate flavor. Bottled locally by Cedar. Please come in." Blue stepped to the side to make room for Burton to step past. Chip looked up from his phone. A sharp intake of breath revealed his surprise, but he recovered fast. "Rebecca, it's good to see you. And you, Eugene." The two dads had already stepped into the room, now a wall of parental concern. Shoulder to shoulder, they crossed their arms and made clear their demand that someone damn well better explain themselves. Blue went first. Dad, Mr. Farron, this is Rebecca Burton. Chip and I hung out with her at IU over Thanksgiving break, she finished lamely. Rebecca Burton, in fact, was a government agent who had saved Chip and Blue from certain death during their wild encounter with a cultist group that had taken over Chip's video game and sent them all on the wildest and most dangerous encounter of their lives. And that was saying something. In the week since, for several practical reasons, Chip and Blue hadn't hinted a word about this encounter to either of their fathers. Paul gave voice to the obvious. Miss Burton seems a bit old to be a full-time student. Oh, I'm not a student, said Burton, who reached into her coat and produced her badge. Rebecca Burton, Special Investigations Unit. I was on site offering my services to assist the local police on an urgent matter over the holidays. Chip was an invaluable asset. James Farron, a computer engineer himself, scrutinized her credentials. How did two college students help with a state investigation? Rebecca answered without hesitation. The university was trying to deal with some pretty sophisticated computer hackers. Eugene came highly recommended, and in fact, they both assisted me that weekend. Thanks to them, we broke up a ring of cyber terrorists. Blue averted her eyes. Damn, smooth as butter. If I didn't know she was lying her ass off, I'd have no idea. She felt her father stare upon her and knew her face flared pink. Even in the room of colorful blinking lights, she wondered if he noticed. Mr. Farron handed Rebecca her badge. Sounds exciting. In fact, I'm here to discuss using their services again. I'd pay them, of course. Mr. Farron stayed on topic. Chip never said a word about you, Miss Burton. Neither did Fiona, added Paul. Well, it wasn't really a big deal, Chip began. Yes, the mermaid mug. You assisted with a criminal conspiracy and didn't see it worth mentioning? Blue started. I'm sorry, Dad. It was a crazy weekend. Rebecca stepped forward. What Fiona means is, they were sworn to secrecy while we worked out the legalities of the case. She placed a hand on each She placed a hand on each father's forearm. From where she stood, Blue saw her father's eyes widen. Blue knew that, with skin-to-skin contact, Rebecca could channel considerable powers of psychic persuasion. You are both concerned, and believe me, I understand. We are leaving now, but your children will be safe under my care. Please, don't let this ruin your evening. I'll bring them home in a couple of hours. In the silence that followed, Blue's pulse throbbed against her temples. Mr. Farron looked at her dad. That's fine with me. Want another beer, Paul? I think I'm due. Have fun, you guys. As the two dads retreated into the kitchen, Burton turned her back and addressed Chip and Blue. Let's go. I'll fill you in on the way. You promised us wine, said Blue. Later. Wait a minute, said Blue. What makes you think we're going with you? And, my God, Rebecca, do you need a carry permit for those hands? Your mother is in danger. That stung. My mother is dead. A flood of guilt froze her in mid-step. For the past few years, the specter of her mother could only visit her briefly, in dreams and visions. And while Blue cherished these moments, it didn't make her mother any less murdered. Rebecca glanced back at the two parents, who looked oblivious to their exchange before she hissed, Her spiritual presence in this realm is in danger. If we don't act, she may be cut off from this world. Forever. Lead the way, said Chip, as he pulled the door shut behind them. Alright, to find out what happens next, you gotta buy it. And it's, of course, several stories set for the holidays, perfect for gift giving. We tempered some of our more explicit authors and their more explicit content to make it family friendly. I'd say it gets at the most PG-13, and most of it is very approachable for anyone who's interested in checking out several new awesome authors, and I'm in there too. So before I let you go, a couple more quick announcements. I jotted a couple notes. There's a Cyber Monday sale 2 of my books are going to be part of that through 7 Star Press. Haunting Blue, the first book in the series, and Haunting Obsession, the second book in my series, will both be on sale in Kindle form for 99 cents. And I wanted to confirm and thank Michael Oding. I hope I pronounced your name right, sir. The new mermaid mug is at home and doing quite well. And we're having a signing at Indie Reads Books in downtown Indianapolis. Several of us are going to be there. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that myself, Chris Garrison, John Allen, Kat French, I believe, said she will be there. We're hoping for several others. Possibly Nicole Cushing. She hasn't said one way or the other. Matthew Barron will definitely be there. And we'll see. But it'll be a good chance to buy the book, help a great cause, and have it signed by several of the authors. You can get it for yourself. That's perfectly okay. You can get it as a gift. Either way, heck, buy 5 or 6 while you're there and give it out to several folks. I think I'm pretty proud of it. It's a pretty great volume all around, and come check us out. We'll also have some sales and other things throughout the holidays, and you'll see various posts on my wall, etc., etc. Also watch for me to post other readings by other authors. And that's pretty much it. That's 11 minutes. I've taken up plenty of your time. Take care and talk to you soon. Bye.